don't know why it needs to say, hey, would you like to go live after you said you're going to go live? Hey, everybody. It's the Pearlo Wisdom
Woo!
Show, and Jacket's in the house. How you doing, Jacket? Haven't seen you. CL is back. You're right. Everybody in the land is back. We were just saying before,
Woohoo!
CL is back. Jack's back. We haven't seen both of you guys for a while. So, anyways, here we are. And today, I got something cool we're going to do today, Payton. Payton's going to be, we're going to have to do, when you come into town, you're coming in to see your old man, though. How long are you coming into town for? To Edmonton.
Yeah, it's me and my cousin coming down. I'll be in from I arrive on Friday afternoon and then Saturday and then leaving Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So 2 days. We'll have to meet up sometime in there. And when is that again?
It'll be the 14th to the 16th. I'll be leaving Sunday early, but I'll be there on the 14th and 15th.
Of October.
The Oilers versus Flames game will be on the 15th of October. Yeah, I'm pumped.
Oh, wow.
Battle of Alberta. I get to see my first Battle of Alberta in person. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah.
A blast.
Yeah, for sure. You get to go see the Battle of Alberta. I'm one, and we're going to get into this because we're going to be looking at something I found really interesting. With one of the cappers that I work with, sent me a over-under for points per season for every single team and what the odds are. There's odds, and we're going to go through every team and we're going to say if we think it's over or under. There's other things in here if we have time for it, but this will probably be enough time in itself to go through.
Yeah, it'll probably take up an hour knowing us there, Pearlo. We'll get stuck on one team and we'll be talking about that one team for 30 minutes.
Probably. That seems to be what we do.
Usually how it goes.
So CL and Jacket, I think you guys are the ones in the chat right now. You guys can chime in on these two while we do it. Yeah, that'll be cool. You come down, we'll do some, I don't know if we can find some time, we'll do something together for sure. I'm not. Now I'm. When we get to the Calgary, I will sneak a little bit here. I'm not high on Calgary this year, but I wasn't high on Calgary last year, and
they blew us away.
So with Sutter there, you never know. But okay, so this is how it goes. Every team, over or under, and they give you points. Now, I had another one here where it tells you, okay, we'll have to bring up everybody's points from last year because that'll be interesting to see how much the odds makers are putting them higher or lower than they were last year.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop up the standings as well on NHL. I mean, it's kind of funny. I haven't opened up NHL.com in forever.
Yeah. Because usually you're just checking to see who scored and all that kind of stuff, right?
That too, but majority of the time I'm just on Cat Friendly.
Yeah.
Usually you'd only check NHL.com if it's you're checking the scores and stuff like that and the standings. But that's how you're telling. That's the saying of we're almost back. We're almost back to the hockey season, and I'm so damn excited to be back. I'm really hyped up.
The Cap Friendly people are doing very well for themselves.
Oh my lord!
I'm always on Cap Friendly. My gosh, 95% of my computer time is probably Cap Friendly.
Right. All right. So are we gonna do this in alphabetical order?
Yeah, it's alphabetical order. So starting with the Anaheim Ducks, who had 76 points last year.
Yeah.
And, in the Pacific Division, where you can decide for yourself if it's stronger or less or weaker. And the over-under is 78.5.
78.5,
for the Anaheim Ducks. Are they going to get over or under 78 points? Hey, Mark Brown.
See, I don't think the odd makers are really chiming in the fact that Ryan Strome is on the team, and I don't think they're really very much analytical people too, and I don't think they're really going to be looking at Dmitry Kulikov very much as well.
No, you're right.
I think, honestly, it's going to be a little bit over. I don't think it's going to be by much. I think they could probably get like maybe 79, 80, but I see them just going over.
I got over as well. I mean, I can't see why they would add Klingberg, Strome, and Vetrano to their depth. And if they could get 70, okay, last year, if we remember, they had a really strong first half. And then being so young, they faded down the stretch, right?
Yeah.
This is another year older for Zegras, another year older for all of their young players, really, right? So stronger. I would definitely have to say over.
And not just that, you're probably going to have Mason McTavish this year. And he was playing a lot of hockey last year. And every time we've seen Mason McTavish, wouldn't you say we were impressed every single time we see Mason McTavish step out on the ice? And he had 3 points in 9 games last year. So honestly, I'm excited to see what even Mason McTavish will be able to do. If he's on there, that's a deep up the middle with Zegras, Strome, and McTavish.
Yeah, and Loose and Laust. No, is it Lausterainen? Laukkanen. Luukkanen.
Oh yeah,
is that right? I got it. Why am I not? I just talked about how much I'm on cap.
Ludestrom.
I love that guy. So I'd say they're really deep up the middle.
Developed pretty well as well.
Defense could use some work for sure, but Gibson held them in there hardcore, and then he faded.
Pick up Kulikov, honestly, they don't have very many good like defensive guys, but when you have Kulikov and Fowler, that's pretty good. The addition of Dmitry Kulikov, I think, helps that. Like, I don't think if they didn't pick up Kulikov, I think I would have him as an under. Because I think Kulikov he's gonna be a guy that's gonna help this team out defensively, I feel.
Kulikov will help the team defensively for sure.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, I was actually a little surprised at how good his analytics actually are.
He's amazing two-way defender. I wish the Oilers kept him.
My eye test was a little off on Kulikov, I have to admit. But yeah, he's a very good defenseman, and they certainly needed that. Mark Brown, even with miss the net Strome, that is true. Even with Edmonton, Strome would miss the net an awful lot. Yeah. So all right. Next, Arizona Coyote. Now, again, this is now, of course, in the other division, Central Division. Over or under 67.5.
Under.
And
easy under. Easy fucking under. Then last year they had 57 points. I don't see.
Yeah, how are they going to get more this year?
I don't know why.
Maybe because they're going to pick up some off of Chicago and maybe Winnipeg this year that they wouldn't have got last year because they're weaker.
But the only thing that's stronger about, like, I just don't think that they're going to be better than what the fucking Chicago Blackhawks. They got a good top line with Keller, Hayton, and Schmaltz, but your second line, you got Krause and Smith, unless they're really thinking that Krause is that good.
He's not.
And without a doubt, he's not. But, like, their defensive core is but I don't see them performing, like, as good. Like, I can see Chicago definitely competing with them down in the basement, but I don't see them getting over 67 points. I see them being under, for sure.
Yeah, okay. I probably have to go under, too. It's that coach that French coach who I always forget his name.
Because all they really added was Cassian Bukestad. Jack McBain will get a full season, but I mean, is he really going to be that big of a difference maker? Stetcher, Nemeth, and Joshua Brown. That's a pretty abysmal defensive core.
It's not what's on paper. Andre Tourigny just seems to get these guys playing hard, and they get underrated. Maybe this year they won't be underrated so much though, because last year, you remember, they came out really bad. And then teams underrated them, and then they outworked them and got a couple points.
Well,
so maybe this year
then
they
you
won't
also
do
had
that.
Velmeka. Then you also had Velmeka as well.
Sometimes just
as their
going
goaltender.
off,
who had like 50 saved games and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, he's just insane.
Yeah, I do like Janice Moser a lot, and I think he's going to play a lot of minutes.
Yo, Leafs addict.
But yeah.
Hey, and Hockey News Report. Welcome in.
Hey, how you doing? Okay, so I got to go under 2 because that's why would they have a 10-point increase? I don't see how that's possible.
I don't see,
Not
yeah,
very
like
likely.
I can maybe see them getting like 60 points this year, but I really don't see them, like, they didn't improve. Like, maybe Tournier will be able to get more out of the guys, maybe some of the younger guys out of Jake McBain, but you got a bunch of guys that are just a bunch of fourth line bums that are going to be up on the second line. Like, it's just, I don't think it's going to really benefit them.
No, and they don't really want to either. Let's
No,
face it. Okay,
no, they're rebuild.
especially this year. Boston Bruins. Now this one is interesting.
What's their over? Or what's their
99 and a
under?
half.
Oh man, I could exactly see them getting 99 and a half, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
I
should
'cause they
actually
got 107 last
I should
year.
actually get you to guess what the points will be before we do it from now on. That's what I'm going to do. But
Yeah,
okay,
That
99
sounds
and
good.
a half. Yeah, I definitely won't be putting this into my clients for sure because I agree with you. Seems like it's right on the money. Yeah,
Oh, it really does seem like it, because to be honest with you, they're not going to reach 100 points this year. I think it'll be an under for sure. Just because of the fact that not having McAvoy, Grizzly, and Marchand to start off the season right away for you is going to be a big knock, without a doubt, on your lineup. When you're having to play Connor Clifton as your top four defenseman.
yeah,
Not just that, like, their forward core with Krejci, who knows if he's really going to be
yeah.
able to come back and play at the same form that he was, a year back. How well Pavel Zach could do if he takes over Marchand's spot, et cetera, et cetera. I think the start of the season is going to be a big difference maker, but I think I'm just going to be like, I think it's under, but I could see them going exactly 99 or 1 point over. Like, I could see it going either way.
Yeah, I mean,
Because I could see them,
Swayman
I could
can
see
go
them
off.
going under by a little and over by a little.
Yeah,
Is what I could see.
and I think that's a lot of that has to do with the fact that it is the Bruins, right? Like they just compete no matter who's in there.
Yeah.
They're like the Pittsburgh Penguins in a lot of ways. They just seem to get it done one way or the other. I guess the big question is going to be how is Montgomery going to do now that he's taken over for Cassidy?
Mm-hmm.
I actually really liked him when he was in Dallas, so I think he'll work out fine. And they're a pretty easy team to coach. Like, you don't need to get these guys up for anything. They've got all the guys you need to. But I'm going to go a little bit under, mostly because I don't think Krejci is really that. I think he didn't do in the Czech league. He was under a point a game player.
But his analytics from the Czech league honestly looked quite good.
Okay.
To know. That's a big thing. I don't think you're gonna see a point per game type of David Krejci.
No.
I can see the type of Krejci that is like 20 points or 30. Yeah, I can see him about 40, 50 points.
Maybe, yeah. I think it's going to be 40, right in the 40-ish.
But the thing is, as well, Krejci's been kind of a guy that's always been riddled with injuries as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big thing as well. Can he stay healthy throughout this full 82-game season as well?
I think it could be. I mean, if something happens to Swayman, they're in trouble. There's a lot of ways that this team could be in big trouble, especially early.
One more injury at the beginning of the season will hurt the Bruins a lot. So I think we're gonna say an under.
Yeah, I'm going to say an under because injuries can definitely be a huge factor for them here.
Okay, so Buffalo.
Yes.
So I got to predict on how much points they're going to get. So last year they got 75. They got this year with Eric Comrie. Honestly, I can see around 81, I'm going to say.
Okay. Well, that would put you on the over because it's 77.5 is the number. Mark was on the under with the Boston Bruins. Okay. Everybody put your over and unders in there and tell us what you think. I'm on the over too. I think
they're underrating Samuelsson, man. Yeah. Like,
I totally agree.
They got to be underrating somebody because even Owen Power didn't look that bad in his first few games. Plus, you got Jacob Bryson and Lyubushkin who looked really good in their first full seasons. Plus, you're going to have another year of Cousins. You're going to have a full year of Tuck, another year of Krebs and Middlestad. Like, I just think this team could really take a jump up this year and look quite good.
Yeah, well, it all really comes down to if the experiment with what's his name there in net, Comrie,
Comrie, that's a
works
big
out
one too.
well, right? But the team besides that, I mean, there are so many guys here that could crush. Krebs could step up. Tuck could step up.
Mark is also saying over on us as well. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, there's so many guys that could just explode this year and do like fantastic. Like, you look at every single line. The first line is going to be stellar with Skinner, Thompson, Olofsson. You got Krebs, Middlestad, Tuck, Uzplud, Cousins, Quinn, and then you got Hina, Rosa, Gergensen, and Okposo. And Okposo had a pretty good season last year. So, like, if you're having all those right wingers there, that's a pretty loaded up, winger core. Plus, you got some good centers. I could definitely see this team.
Did you mention Quinn?
Oh yeah, I mentioned
did.
Quinn.
Yeah, he looks like he could be another Boldy. Like they did. I remember when they made that deal.
Remember we were saying it was a shit pick?
I remember when they made that pick. I'm like, I don't know, dude, but I think they know they're doing well. I'll give them benefit of the doubt because they don't seem to be missing
honestly,
on anything.
Jackie, I agree that they're on the threshold of being a playoff team. It just sucks that they're in such a deep division. Yeah. I think if they weren't in the Eastern Conference, they would be like a team that you could probably see making the playoffs here in like a year or two. Even then, like if they continue to improve the team and maybe go after a big name free agent next year, like honestly, this team is almost near a playoff spot. Very, very soon.
I love their defense. Love. Okay, especially the future of it. Next, Calgary Flames.
Calgary. Okay. I don't see them getting 111 points this year. That's for sure. I could still see them hitting the 100 mark. So I think I'm going to go with, because they added Huberdeau, Kadri, and Uyghur. I like their defense core. So it's kind of hard. I think almost, honestly, I'm going to probably say 103 is what I'm going to say.
Just a sliver on the over.
Just a sliver on the over. I'm guessing it's 102 then, or 101.
It's 101 and a half.
See, that's what I was kind of thinking was 101. I think that's what they were going to go for, but I could see the Flames doing like a little bit over.
And I personally, I think Kadri is going to be a flop. And that's really the big problem.
Yeah, but honestly, even if Kadri per se was a flop and only, gave them 50, 60 points or even 40, I think that's still not definitely the contract's horrendous, but they're not in a bad situation to the point where if Kadri really flops, unless he's just horrid, then I don't think it's going to hurt the team too much just because of their defense core and how deep that is.
The D is pretty fantastic.
Right, that's why I see them being a 100-point team again, is just purely because of their defense.
I'm going a little on the under.
Ooh, Jackett saying that he thinks Calgary is going to go deep into the playoffs this year.
I respect Jackett a lot, but like I said, I think Huberdeau is a wonderful offensive player, but I just don't know if Lindholm is definitely overrated two-way guy. That was propped up a lot by Tkachuk and the way Gaudreau produced with Sutter. And I don't think you're going to see the same whole ice game with Huberdeau and Lindholm. But that being said, This is Sutter we're talking about. So if anybody can coach anybody to play fantastic defensively, it's Sutter. So we could see that with Kadri. We could see that with Huberdeau. It's up in the air. I should give Sutter the credit, and I'll go just on the under here. I still think they make the playoffs. No doubt about that. Yeah. And I do love their defense a lot. Markstrom, though, if you overplay Markstrom, what he'll do is he's going to crush it to start out with, and then they're going to use him too much, and he's going to start getting weak and fall, and that's what happens every year. So, Okay, next. Carolina, what do you think their over-under is?
Honestly, this team improved so much. I mean, I know Pacioretty's not on the team, but even I know some guy was telling me on my video with, Pacioretty's gone. Their whole offseason went to hell with Pacioretty being injured. I'm like, no, it did not. I could honestly see this team having 120 points easily this year. I think they could probably be the President's Trophy winners this year, quite honestly, with how good their team looks. I think they're going to be a deadly regular season team. I'm still a little skeptical about their playoffs, but we'll kind of see once that gets there. But I see around 120.
That's way over.
Way over,
and
really?
I'm on the over here just as much as you are.
What is it at?
103, if you can believe that.
What?
Yeah. This is one I'll be.
What are these guys on, man? I know they're like.
This is for sure one that I'll be giving to my clients, no doubt about it.
Dude, this is an easy fucking over.
Yeah.
This year. Plus, you have a third line of Stastny, Stahl, and Fast. And you got a top line. You got like another full year of Seth Jarvis, who is absolutely insane this past season and in the playoffs in his first year. He's a small little dude who was ripping it up in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that these guys were telling me that they were going to be 103?
Yeah. I don't get it. That's easy money right there. I'll be putting max on that.
Wow.
100 Carolina. Not to mention, I personally think the Rangers got weaker. I don't think they're strong.
I don't think they really improved. There was no. Like I just made a video which will be going up tomorrow, but I don't think it was hard review to make because there's no improvements.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, there was really they picked up Petrie, but they didn't really I would say massively improve the team. Washington's still kind of stagnant. Like you still have the Islanders, which are not going to be a playoff team. Columbus and New Jersey will be a little bit more deadly this year. Yeah. And we're not even going to talk about Philly, but I think Carolina easily could whoop everyone in this division and easily take the President's Trophy this year. I think they're a very high dominant team that could be President's Trophy winners.
Hey, how's it going, Blue Jays for life? You know Zarbian? Are you aware of that?
Yo.
Thanks for coming in, buddy. All right, we're doing over-under points for each team, and I'm way on the over here. I'm going max.
Max over. Max over. That's easy. Max over. Okay. Chicago.
Jacka thinks the Islanders make the playoffs. Yeah. I don't think there could be a number that you wouldn't go under on this, but what do you think the number is for Chicago?
On Chicago?
Yeah.
I say easily 60. I'm going to go for.
You think that's what your number? That's what you think?
I think they'll probably be around Arizona. I think they'll be worse than Arizona. So I'm gonna have them around the 60 this year for Chicago.
The over under is 67.5. There's no way
they really think. Okay, so I'm just guessing that this is another easy one to pick under. Quite honestly,
yeah.
Because I think they just don't. I think the gambling people are just not wanting to risk it and put it really low. But this is a type of team that you do put it low. You know, you have a tandem of Mrazek and Stalock, and you got a horrible third line. Your second line is pretty dreadful. You don't want to be playing Domi Anthony and Tyler Johnson as your second line right now.
No.
Kane's going to be your main play driver, and he can't even play 5-on-5 this year.
It's an absolutely abhorrent lineup.
And welcome in, Overmeyer.
Worse than Arizona's. And not only that, everybody knows Kane and Taves are leaving. Nobody's going to care that they're even there. The only thing that's going to save this team is if Richardson can be as good as Turney was for Arizona, and I'm not sure about that, maybe, but I'm certainly not banking on it. This team is Mrazek. Oh my gosh, man! And Mrazek will get injured.
Dude, and then you're gonna have to rely on Stalock, and then if you lose those guys, you got Arvid Soderblom and Jackson Stuber.
Stalock hasn't played. Stalock didn't even play last year. This team is disaster.
Jackson
Stuba, whatever that is.
He's a backup goalie.
Yeah. That's for sure. Yeah, okay, way under. I wouldn't doubt. I wouldn't doubt if they don't win more than 15 games. I wouldn't doubt.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Colorado
Avalanche. You give me the number, and I'll tell you if you're over or not.
I don't think this team is going to place number one in the division this year.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're going to have a bit of a drop off in points. I think because I still see Minnesota doing pretty dominant this year. Like they really didn't drop, but I think Minnesota could take top. I could see Colorado being around 105 is what I'm going to go for.
105?
Yeah,
Well,
105.
that would definitely be on the under.
What do they got it at?
111.
So wait, they're telling me that Carolina is not going to do as good. The Carolina at 103, and they have Colorado at 111, and they have a goalie tandem of Georgiev and Frank Kuhns.
I don't. I mean, I got to give it to Sakic here. There has to be some logic behind.
I don't mind Georgiev. I think he'll do good.
No, I don't. I mean, not if he played like he did last year. He was really ass last year.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. He was really ass
somehow,
last year.
Somehow they got to believe that they have the tonic. There's got to be some goaltender coach that thinks that he's going to turn him around and all that kind of stuff like that.
But this is the type of team where I feel like they're going to do what Tampa Bay does, where it's just like they kind of just relax. They really don't take top of the division. They won the cup. It's cool. They'll make it to the playoffs. They know they will. I just see that being an under easily.
Yeah, I agree. I think they could, if they wanted to, be over 111, but I don't think they're going to try too hard to be over 111.
No.
They're going to come out hard, get a good lead going, and then, like you said, they're going to practice their playoff. They're going to play. How many times last year did you see, like they play against Arizona, and they just played a perimeter game, threw pucks to the net, just coasted through, just not trying to get injured. And I think they'll do that again. So.
Mm-hmm. All righty, next one.
He needs to know he's number one. Well, I don't know. I have a problem with a guy who mentally can't, gets crushed because another goaltender is better than them. You know, and
not a good mindset.
Not a good mindset. But we'll see what happens. You know.
Oh, Columbus
Blue Jackets. Yeah, this is
going to be a tough one to kind of predict because I don't think they're a playoff team. I don't really Merzlikins not bad. Their defensive core really didn't improve with Gabranson, to say the least. Did not improve at all. Their offense is going to take a massive jump up. I could probably honestly see them producing about the same amount of points that they did this year. I could see about 84.
Okay, well, you got the over.
What do they got it
For
at?
some reason, they think they're going to have less points this year. That's 79.5.
Okay, so that's not too much lower. It's at 81, but I think...
Why would they have less, though?
I'm not too sure. You got Gaudreau. You're going to have another full season of Johnson and Sillinger. Or you're going to have a first full season of Johnson and then Sillinger. And, I don't know. Gabretz, their defense core is not very special. I could probably see them around there.
Yeah.
But I see them going a little bit over.
Yeah.
But not by much.
I'm on the over. I just think that Laine and Gaudreau will win them games. You know.
Oh, I think so too.
That combination could be just absolutely stupid. I think you're going to see a lot. I'll be giving overs to my clients when Columbus plays a lot of teams for sure. Merzlikins is and unless Tarasov goes off even more than possibly, but defense still doesn't look good. So
I think Tarasov could be a bloody god for this team here next year, man. I think he's going to be super good. I'm really excited to see once Tarasov takes it.
I hope they give him quite.
Dude, James, the real deal Neil is in Columbus, so. Bro, he's going to pop off, man. He's going to play alongside of Gaudreau, and he's going to pop off.
He's going to be in the preseason Hall of Fame.
Dude, he will be, dude. He'll definitely be in the preseason Hall of Fame. For sure.
He'll have 17 points in 8 games in the preseason, and then he'll be golfing the rest of the season.
It's funny. This guy is actually, I looked at James Neal's stats. He whooped ass in the AHL, almost a point per game in the AHL.
Yeah. Yeah.
The guy doesn't have any of the foot speed to hang with the boys now.
He's terrible defensively. He's absolutely disgusting.
Jesus.
He's like Kane defensively without the offense.
Let's start flying through these teams a little bit faster. Dallas.
Yeah. Dallas Stars, 92.5.
92 and a half. I could see, man, 92 and a half.
I was supposed to tell you to guess.
I I think I, I think that we're gonna have around the same. I think you might see a little bit of a drop off. I see about 96, but I see it as an over. I don't see them getting just 92 points.
Yeah, with
Like
Ottinger in there.
Oninger net, they have a really good top six. Like if you have Jamie Benn and Sagan kind of pop up this
And
year,
they're go-
even then if they get 50 points, they'll be
and they're
fine.
going to be able to feed on Winnipeg, Chicago, and Arizona. I mean, Winnipeg. All three of those are going to be diabolically bad next year. I
Yeah,
think.
so like you already got the
So-
guaranteed 5 with Nashville, Dallas, St. Louis, and Colorado most likely this year. So I see it being an over for Dallas.
Yeah, I'm going to go over too. Mark has them under. I want to go under because there's something about this team I don't like, and I don't know what it is.
It's their depth, pure and simple. It's their depth is ass.
Yeah, it sort of is. They do have some. They draft really well considering they always have late draft picks. But I think it's Ben and Sagan. They just turned me. I don't know. I just don't like them.
It's a big ick, but the thing is, if you could get them going with the new coach there and Pete DeBoer, they've been having to deal with Rick Bowness for the past few years, so maybe it'll switch with the offensive dominant guy in Pete DeBoer. So who knows? But we haven't really seen a good Sagan since really since he got injured. So who knows? Maybe the injuries have just debilitated Sagan. Who knows?
I forgot that
I think it'll be an over.
I forgot that Pavelski played with DeBoer in San Jose too. So I imagine that was part of. He was the captain, right? So
yeah,
I imagine.
he was.
Okay, Detroit Red Wings.
I see them doing really, really good this year. Defensively is a little bit of a worry, but I see them getting near the 80 point. I think it's. I'm gonna say about 70. I think I think it's an 83. I'm gonna go for.
Ooh, so close to the actual. Just a little bit on the under, 84 and a half.
Okay, I could see them getting around there. See, Detroit's that type of team where I can see them going over or under just because of how young their team is. Their defense core is a bit of a question mark for me. Billy Huso, how well will he do taking like a big, that big step being the starting goalie for a team. I love their offense, but I see them definitely being a little bit under.
Yeah, Whitechell says 98. There's a lot of people blowing this team up quite a bit.
Yeah, but
I
think it's just because people really like Ben Sherratt. I think that's the big thing.
Well, maybe. But I mean, what's the coach they got over from Tampa Bay? I think that's going to have a lot to do with how well.
Lalonde, Derek
yeah.
Lalonde.
And I mean, I could see it. There's a lot of guys. Raymond could just go absolutely insane at any time.
Oh, that's the thing. That's the thing. You could see this team going either over or under. That's the problem.
Yeah. And Huso, I'm not sold on Huso yet. He had one half a good year. I mean, the only reason why I'm more sold on him than ever is because Stevie Eisman chose to take him. So that's really the only reason. So I'm with you. I'm about right on even on that one. So, okay, next.
Edmonton
Oilers.
I hate predicting always on my old team, but I think they'll most likely get around the same. I think it'll be 103 this year.
Just a little bit over.
What do they got at
102 and a half. And
honestly, I could see them going over. I think that's about the range. 102, 103, 104 is what I could see the Oilers getting this year.
And you've never heard this from me before, but I'm going 112.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
What the fuck? You that optimistic about the team?
Mr. Negative, as everybody likes to call me, is saying 112 for the Edmonton Oilers this year. Yeah, I am. I'm big on them. I think Campbell will be good enough. This offense is just going to be so stupid. Now, playoffs, it's a complete. We'll see, right? They're going to win a lot of games. 6-3, 6-4, stuff like that.
Oh, exactly like the way that we were dealing with it last
year. But I think a little
it's
better than last year. Like they won't have as many collapses. But
I think with Jay Woodcroft, I think we'll be a lot better. I think if we didn't have Jay Woodcroft, I see us almost blowing away the Calgary Flames. So I definitely agree with you. I guess I'm more taking a look with the way that we were last year with Tippett, because like last year with Tippett was dreadful. Like we would almost not even made the playoffs if we kept Tippett the entire year.
Yeah.
With Woodcroft, like the team transformed into a team that could be one of the best in the Pacific Division.
That being said,
So
I still think they have to learn how to play much better as forward-wise defensively in order
yeah,
to compete with the Colorados of the world. But
yeah,
I'm more optimistic, obviously, way more optimistic than last year. But okay, Florida Panthers.
Florida. Oh God, why do we have to do this team? I think honestly, great offense, defense is dreadful. I could see them like just barely hitting 100. I think
Really? Oh,
that's a deep division too.
yeah, it is.
Man, that's a tough one because they do get a lot of points in that division. I can see them getting around like 102, 103.
Okay, well, that would be under and
What do they got it at?
105 and a half.
Okay, that's not
And I
bad.
think they're going to get a defenseman somewhere along the line. And I think the forward group is actually going to be better without Huberdeau and Kachuk in there. That shutdown line is going to be insane. I think they're
Oh,
going to,
their offense is insane. Like I
yeah,
love their offense, but their defense is what really worries
yeah,
me the
it does
most.
worry me, especially if the goaltending situation doesn't work itself out. I'm going on a wing and a prayer here because I know that there's definitely problems that could arise here, especially if they got injuries on defense. If Ekblad gets hurt again, whoa.
Oh my God! Then you're having to rely on Gustav Forsling as your number one
Yeah,
guy. You got Mark Stahl as your top four. Like that's
yeah.
just dreadful. I'm
But
sorry.
that being
Like
said,
I think it's an
that
under.
being said, I think the forward group is strong enough, like I do with the Oilers, that in the regular season they'll be good enough to be over 105. And I am saying that with trepidation. I'm probably
Mm.
saying that with uh, my man crush Kachuk eye glasses on. That's probably what it is, to tell you the honest truth. Okay, LA Kings.
Um, I really like their team this year. I think they'll do quite good. Let me just pop open their team. Um, Last year, what did they do? 199 points. I think the 200-point teams will definitely be Edmonton and Calgary this year. I could almost honestly see LA doing it, but my biggest worries are goaltending on Quick and Peterson. Their defense core is about the same, which is not bad. Their offense is about the same, but with Fiala, and if you get Byfield and Kiliev going, I could see honestly, I can see them producing about the same, about 100 points this year.
I got him over too, but I'm like you, just barely. However, I could see them go off. But
Yeah, that's the problem with them. It's super
goaltending.
hard.
You're right, is a worry for me. And but the number was 96 and a half. So you have them
96
a
and
bit
a half.
over. So,
Yeah.
so
But honestly, I could see them placing around there because they got really hot near the end of the season. And the biggest thing is, like, you look at their goal production, they really need to produce more offense with Fiala. That helps. But they got to definitely produce a lot more offense, I think, if they want to do a lot better this year.
yeah, I think
And,
McClellan's got to get his head out of his butt about the shoot all over the ice crap a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to find a position before you shoot. That's the one thing one kind of negative I have with McClellan, who I do like as a coach. But you know what I'm saying?
yeah, his shoot first mentality, then instead of like finding a position and making a good pass and shooting, then
Yeah.
like, yeah, without a doubt, I think that hurted the team the most. And I mean, they didn't really have any like big goal scorer, but for Kempe and now adding in Fiala, maybe they'll go for a new approach. And I think they definitely should go for a new approach, especially with Fiala on the team, with that not shoot first mentality. And just shooting everything in the net, because it definitely does not work shooting everything at the net. We've seen it multiple times before. If you just continue to shoot things at the net, sometimes it's going to turn against you
Yeah.
and not work in your
I
favor.
think he just does it too much. Yes, they took Edmonton to 7 games because they were smart enough to know you dump and chase against the Edmonton Oilers. And Calgary apparently could not figure that out for reasons I have no idea why. I'm glad they couldn't, but because they would have
Yeah,
destroyed
the
us if they
Oilers
would
were
have.
they were off to a rough start, and the way that the Kings play just was not the way that the Oilers seemed to play. But we bounced back, so And you can look at the end of the series there against the Kings. The Oilers really took just dominance over the Kings in the last few games of that series.
Yeah. Minnesota Wild.
Honestly, I can see this team doing really good this year. They really didn't lose very much. I think with Marco Rossi, if he could pop in another full year or a full year of Baldy this year, this team is basically the exact same as last year. Big thing is Fleury and Guffson, but I could see them place it around 110.
Wow. Way over.
I really, really like them. I really
They
do.
have them at 99.5. And I have that.
Whoa.
I have that over too. They think that because Fiala's gone. I don't know. I don't know what it is with me with Fiala. I think he's overrated.
I wouldn't say he's overrated. He's really good offensively, and he did really good. But to be honest with you, to tank the team that much just because they lost Fiala is kind of dumb. They have Matthew Baldy to replace that guy.
That's the reason why I think he's overrated to the Minnesota Wild.
Right? Like you just had like Zuccarello, who's 35 years of age, produce point per game, like over point per game.
Mm-hmm.
And you still got Baldy. You got Rossi, who might jump into the lineup this upcoming season. Like you got some guys that could really make a big difference. And then you also got Kalen Addison, who I think will be absolutely amazing for the Minnesota Wild this upcoming season. I think he's going to be really, really good. So I'm excited to see what he'll do in that back end. So I see the Minnesota Wild doing really good this year. I think with the way that Colorado might relax a little bit, I could see Minnesota taking the top of the division.
And let's not forget one of the most underrated and maybe best shutdown lines in the league in Greenway, Erickson, and Foligno. They're fantastic. So yeah, I think Fleury's going to be fine. But and again, this might be my own personal. He's also one of my favorite players in the league by far. And his points and his point, the fact that he had a save percentage over 9.900 in Chicago is amazing because that team was disgusting. So
yeah, he had a 908.
If it wasn't for Fleury, if it wasn't for Fleury, they would have been worse than Arizona. Okay, so next we have.
Montreal, the Montreal Canadiens. Honestly, I could see this team probably being better than Chicago and Arizona this year. I think they'll probably be one of the third, fourth worst teams in the NHL this year. I think, honestly, I could see them around getting an extra 5 points. I could see them around 66 this year.
Yeah, you think? Okay, so they got 70.5.
70.5. Okay, so I got a little bit under on them.
Yeah, I'm a little bit under too. I'm a little like St. Louis really gets guys working hard.
That's the thing. And honestly, if you're gonna have Monahan, can you get Monahan? I mean, who knows with Monahan and who knows with a lot of those guys, right? Like it's a lot of big question marks, but I could definitely see a 66 type
at
of
the end of the
season
day, it's a really tough division. You got Allen, who
it really is.
He can't play as much as they're going to play him. They're playing him too much. And Multiple is going to have to take a big step up if they're going to get 70 points, I think. So
yeah,
I'm with you on the under there too. Mark Brown has the over. That's interesting, Mark Brown. I respect that quite a bit from you. But yeah, I don't know where. I mean, on paper, I just don't see it. Nashville, yeah, this will be interesting.
Nashville. Man, I could see this team doing really good, Pearlo. I really like this team, man. I don't know, man. Remember when me and you were saying, like, what was it, a year or two ago, that this team was gone, this team should rebuild, like, they should just throw everything out the window. Yep. And now I'm like, this is their window now. I mean, I don't see them making it past the first or second round just because, like, I don't know. I still see a little bit of holes. Like, they could surprise everyone and pull away with a miracle season. But honestly, I could see this team being better than St. Louis. I can see them definitely being better defensively. I think, honestly, yeah, I could see them being better than St. Louis. I could see them maybe almost being third in the division this year. I think, honestly, I say a strong 101.
Yep, I got the over.
Probably going to be over.
Oh, yeah, I got the over on that, too. I think this team could surprise us all the hell.
I think so too. I think that's why, like, I could see this team taking like second or third in the division, or even top. Like with how good, like, I really like the Neo Niederreiter pickup. The McDonough pickup is amazing. Like they're really deep defensively. Plus you got UC Saros, like, and I know you might be saying Kevin Lankinen's a bad pickup, but the guy played on an abysmal team, playing a lot of games. Like you give him a good
Better
backup
than
role
Rittich.
instead of Saros. Like, oh yeah, way better than Rittich. So I think this is it. What is it at for Nashville? What's the points?
97.5.
Oh yeah, easy over,
Yeah.
easy
I
over.
got the over.
That's the same. So they're basically thinking that Nashville's going to do about the same this upcoming season.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like Colorado in either Nashville or Minnesota, and then the rest. I really
let's start speed running a lot of these teams. We've got like 13 minutes left.
Yeah, New Jersey Devils.
Let's take a look. New Jersey. Oh man, this is a tough team, man. What do they got? Tell me what they got, and then I'll kind of go from there.
You want to know the number
this is
first?
a tough team.
88.5.
Yeah, 88.5. Yeah, they could take a massive jump up this year. Yeah. Honestly, I could definitely see them being better than Islanders in Columbus. I could see it doing an over because they have 88.5. I could see them doing 90.
What did they get last year?
They got 63. That's why it's hard to kind of.
Hard to go that big of a jump. It all depends on Vanacek, really.
That's the biggest thing, right? Like it's kind of hard to go for this team because it's like you don't have any. Like their goaltending is very, can they do good? Their defensive core, can they really step up this year? Their offensive core, we all know, is going to do great, but I think there's some concern for sure.
I think it's going to be about that. So I'll go slightly under. Islanders. You want me to give them to you now so you don't need to think so much? We can get going here.
Yeah.
94.5 Islanders.
Whoa, 94.5?
Yeah.
Woo-wee. I mean, maybe they're putting our money a big time on Sorokin, and I mean, Jacket believes this team can make it to the playoffs. But I mean, if you get a healthy season out of this team, I could see it, but I see them placing like under 90 points, like New Jersey. Yeah. I think they'll place around the same, but I don't think they're gonna do. I think the Devils are gonna do a lot better than the Islanders this year. I feel like they're just gonna be a bit over them. Depends on the goaltending, though. I think that's a big thing.
I think they're gonna. Under is all I'm going to say about that. I don't. Parise is 40 years old on your top six? I mean, come on.
38.
You're going to see what it means. Unless this Lambert guy is as good as Trotz, and maybe he is, I don't know. I'm going to bank no. And I think Trotz is the only reason this team was even making the playoffs, let alone the semifinals in the playoffs the last couple of years. So I really do believe that. So I'm going under. Rangers, 99.5.
Oh, 99.5, eh? I could see just about that, man.
Yep.
I could totally see them because they had a really hot ending to the season, and I could see them placing, I think, just a little bit over. I think about 100. I could see them, but I think they'll be around that area.
Yeah, I got 100 points. So I guess I think
that's easy.
Shade over. I think they're going to be actually a disappointing team this year, but I can't back a team that can't play 5-on-5. I just can't.
No, me neither. Ottawa. Man, I think honestly this team could do pretty good this year. Their defense is what worries me.
86.5 is the number.
Honestly, I was thinking about 88 points for the Ottawa Senators. I think they'll just do a little bit over.
Yeah, I agree. I was 90. 90 was mine over. Defense is a little bit, but that top 9 is going to be really good.
Oh my God! Really yeah, I'm talking about Drew, Norris, and Kachuk, and DeBrincat, Stützle, and Batherson. Like that's going to be an amazing top 6, even top 9 with the Formanton, Pinto, and Joseph.
Yeah. And then you got the battle of this team. Like this team battles like crazy. They may burn them,
especially with Smith. Like Smith is a battler type of coach. Right? He'll make his team battle.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think they might be burnt out by the playoffs, but they'll do well in the regular season. Philadelphia Flyers, you're not going to believe what the over-under on this is.
Oh, just tell me. Just slap me in the face. Actually, you know what? I'm going to guess. I think they're going to place like 70 points.
Okay, well,
70, 75.
This is the easiest under in the world, 78.5.
Yeah, I could see an under.
Huge under.
I think it's like a 70, 75 point team this
Yeah, I
year.
don't even.
Like they got so many big question marks, and can they stay healthy? Like, is Farabee, is Couturier going to stay healthy? Is Haynes going to stay healthy? Like, there's so many big questions with this team.
It's.
And is Torts really going to make a big difference to this team?
I
Like,
think he will, but I don't know if it'll take effect this year.
yeah,
They
but
would.
like they had a pretty
Liz.
good coach there in Vigneault, and he didn't, couldn't do anything with this team.
I think
So
Vigneault's a little overrated.
I really highly doubt like
Look
Torts is
what
going to
you
pull
got to
this team out
remember
of the
when he
grave.
brought. Remember, go back and look at those Columbus teams he brought to the playoffs.
Oh
That
yeah, without a doubt, those
bad.
Columbus teams were abysmal. But look at their defense. Columbus defense was way better than what fucking the Flyers have
That's
right
true.
now.
That's true.
Like you had like Arakovo, who was playing really good at the time. Werenski was a bloody god. Like Seth Jones is probably playing his best defense at the time.
But they were using
Who else did you have?
Corpusalo as their goaltender in Columbus. I mean,
Like they had a really good deep defensive core. With this team, they have Provorov, D'Angelo, Sanheim, and Rustalainen. Like you got to pull the best out of those four guys. Like I don't think that's going to be a very easy challenge for them.
It's going to be absolutely Herculean for him to get them in the playoffs. Coach of the year for sure.
All right, Pittsburgh.
101 and a half.
I could see 101. I could see a little bit over.
Yeah, it's just because it's Pittsburgh. I'm not gonna analyze it. Crosby is the greatest motivator of all time, maybe.
Plus, they still have a pretty good defense core. I'm not complaining about what they got.
Okay.
I think they got a pretty good team, quite honestly. Pretty deep. If they stay healthy, they'll be really good.
Yeah. Sharks, 77 and a half.
77 and a half. And last year they did 70. Yeah.
Sounds like the number to me.
Yeah, I think that's around the same number. I think, honestly, a little bit over, I think. With the pickups that they did, I like the Kunin. That wasn't terrible. Lindbohm. Matt Benny was an amazing pickup. And then they also just picked up Evgeny Shevchnikov, and he got a little bit hot last year too. So I think, I think it'll be a little bit over, just a little bit.
I like the spaghetti they're throwing at the wall. That's pretty much what they're doing, right? They're just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what they can do with it. I think it's about the total right now. I'm just thinking that division, with that division, yeah, 70. I think it's about. I'll go like a little bit over too. Yeah, Kraken, 83 and a half.
Wow.
Yeah.
They have high hopes on the team.
Yeah.
83 and a half. They're goaltending, man. Like I see the easy under, man. Like I could see them being an easy under. Like yeah, sure, they picked up Bjorkstrand and Burakovsky, but are they really going to be able to outscore teams to really do that good?
Yeah. That's
right. Like that's my biggest worry. Are they going to be able to outscore teams and be able to get to that amount of points? I just don't see it. Just don't see it.
Here's my take, or whatever you want to call it. I think Seattle will lose the most 1-point games in the league this year.
I can see
They'll
that.
lose a lot of 1-goal games because of their goaltending.
Yeah.
St.
Louis.
And I got under too. St. Louis, 95 and a half.
Honestly, I can see them probably being one of the worst out of all the teams that we're talking about between Colorado, Minnesota, Dallas, and Nashville. Their defense, I'm not a big fan of. Binnington, can he really be that guy this year?
That's everything. I think.
Honestly, I could see them placing, I think, just a little bit over. I think just a little bit over, but I could see around that mark.
I think they could bubble. They're a bubble team, yeah. So, and what happens if Binnington goes down?
Grice.
Yeah.
Grice is your answer, and Joel Hefner as the backup.
Yeah. So.
All right. Tampa.
103 and a half.
Oh man, I can almost see that, but I could see them placing a little bit over. Again, I just think that they'll probably be a little bit. They're pretty good. I don't think they really lost too much. I think they're still good. I think they'll place a little bit over 103.
I think you and I both are on this with Ross Colton or Colton Ross. Which Colton Ross?
Oh, I love Ross Colton.
Ross Colton.
Colton's
Colton
amazing.
Ross, is that which one is? I always mix the two up.
It's Ross Colton. His
Okay.
last name is Colton.
Colton. Okay. Anyways, I think he's gonna have a huge year. He's probably my breakout player of the year this year. He's gonna be amazing.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, I love him. He's not my breakout. It's between him and KK, but so
Toronto.
Tampa Bay. I'll go. It feels like the number, but I'll go a little bit over too. Toronto 107.5.
Honestly, God, I would say over, but then I forgot Matt Murray and Samsonov. But quite honestly, like every team in this division has goalie problems, so I'm gonna say just a little bit over, like Tampa.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought too. My first thing is everybody got better, so Toronto's not going to win as much, but all of the teams really have goaltending issues as well as them, and they can outscore just about everybody. You know,
yeah, and they did that exactly last year. So
Matthews could score 70 one year. Could be this year.
And that's the thing. Honestly, I could see Toronto taking the top of the division this year.
I could. Yeah. If Murray and Samsonov are as bad as last year, though, it can.
Then they don't.
No, they don't. Yeah, exactly. 83 points. Whitehill. My gosh. Come on, buddy.
Fuck. He's so down on his team.
Oh yeah, he's always messaging me on my videos and stuff like that, saying I hate the Leafs.
Vancouver, last final few teams.
Vancouver Canucks at 92.5.
So exactly the same as last year. Yeah. I could see them being over with Demko, but their defensive core is my biggest concern. Once again, not a big fan of their defensive core. I like their offensive core. I think they're going to outscore teams kind of like what Edmonton does, but their defensive core is way worse than what Edmonton is. I see them just doing a little bit over, but not by much.
Yeah, I got over on that too. Their top, when you look at their top 12, it's pretty good actually. Their forwards are good.
Oh, Pearson, Miller, Garland, Peterson, Horvat, Besser,
and you've got
Mikheyev, Dinkinson, and Podkolzin. That's pretty good.
And Demko. You said that they're like the Edmonton Oilers last year. Give the Edmonton Oilers last year Demko, and what would they have done?
Oh, cut.
Like could be, right? So I think they're well over. But again, like you said, their defense is even worse than Edmonton's last year, which is pretty freaking bad. But I'm going to go over. And Mark Brown is under. Wow. Okay. Cool.
Vegas.
Well, we got two more.
What do they got it at? Yeah, 3 more.
97.5.
I could see under.
Yeah, I could too. Just how do you talk Thompson?
I like their offensive core is great. The defensive core is not bad, but Brossoit, Thompson, and Ain-Hill, I'm good.
Yeah,
that's enough.
I'm sorry. I think Eichel's going to have over a point a game.
I think so too. I think their team will do pretty good, but that goaltending is really what's going to bring them down. I'm sorry. Like you can perform really good, but when you don't have a good goaltending duo, like it's going to go down in the dumpster.
I don't agree that he sucks. We'll see. I
think it's going to be under.
The guy had a surgery and didn't play for a year and was almost on a 60-point pace last year. How can you say that Eichel sucks? Sorry, I disagree, buddy, with you, Jacket. Mm-hmm. And I think you're not the only one. There's a lot of guys that agree with you, Jacket. So I respect that, but I don't think he sucks. But next, are we Washington? 93.5.
93.5?
Yeah.
Ain't really that down on Strome and Brown? Jesus. Honestly, I could see them doing over. I like Dylan Strome. I like Connor Brown. I like their defense score is not terrible.
It's average.
Kemper.
Yeah.
It's average. It's okay. I think they'll do a little bit over. I still see them being a playoff team this year, but yeah, that's about it. I think they'll do a little bit over.
I think they're a bubble team. If it really, I'm antsy about Kemper. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is Kemper. Like he was always wishy-washy in Colorado. So
yeah, if he has, but then they made it with Samsonov and Vanacek last year, so they probably make it again this year, and I go a little bit over too.
I think they'll make it, but yeah, they'll definitely be a little bit over, I think.
Finally,
Winnipeg.
another.
Woo!
I know what you're going to say. 88.5.
Under.
Under.
That's the easiest button to press there, man. That's an easy under.
Where is it?
God damn, man. Like, where's the 88.5 coming from,
I
man?
have no idea.
What am I seeing here? I'm just seeing a pile of puke here. I don't know what the hell they're thinking. Like, I like their 5 guys in Dubois, Ehlers, Wheeler, Scheifele, and Connor. But they got really nothing else unless Perfetti pops off. But like their depth is abysmal.
Scheifele's defense last year was just abysmal. What happened, man? It was so bad that it wasn't even the analytics crowd that noticed. Like everybody in Winnipeg's eye test was that Scheifele sucked last year defensively. Like, what happened to that dude, man?
I have no idea.
It's crazy. Okay, I am definitely under. So my big picks for my members of PPalPicks.com. You guys should all come over. It's free. You can catch my link in any of my videos. Is going to be the Jets under, Carolina over, and I had Philadelphia under. I think those were my big 4 sure's. Yeah, Philadelphia at 78.5. Who else did we have big unders, big overs on? I think that was it. Those are the ones that were like for sure. Oh, and Edmonton Oilers over. I think they're going to be over 102 points. Big. So those are going to be my picks for the future picks. Come on over to that. And by the way, Payton, what are you doing now, buddy? Like, you got anything going on? You getting all ready for regular season? We're going to be doing live streams.
Big time ready. Yeah, I'm right now doing reviewing videos for every single team right now. So I'm right now on New York Islanders. Tomorrow is going to be the New York Rangers. That will be going out tomorrow. So make sure to check out my channel for that. And then I also posted a little bit of a prospect pyramid not too long ago. So I would also go check that out. If you want to go see all the Edmonton Oilers prospects that we got coming up for the future, go check that out. You know, I'm really high up on Matej Petrov. I think he's going to be an amazing prospect. He took a big jump up in my pyramid this upcoming season. So, I got some Oilers content coming, maybe a new podcast coming out here in a little bit. We got some exciting content coming out for my channel. So come and check it out. Payton on the radio. We got some fun stuff coming. It's going to be the hockey season coming back. So that means even hockey streams are going to be coming back even more.
Live streams for days, my friends. And I'm doing a new trade video, the first trade video I've done in a while because hasn't been much going on for trades right now. But it has to do with the Vancouver Canucks now that they signed Miller. Oh, we didn't even get into that stupidity. I forgot to mention that. We forgot to mention the Miller contract, what the hell that was all about. But
oh my God, we already know. It's Gong Show. It's a Gong Show.
I really don't get that at all. I don't get it. But what's your channel? I'm stupid. It's Payton on the radio.
I just linked it in the chat there as well.
You linked it in the chat.
So go check it out there, guys.
And I just did biggest breakout and breakdown player video too. So go check that out. All right, we got to get going here. We could go on all night, but we can't. Have a great day, everybody. That's our full 42. Thanks for coming in and supporting us. Tell all your friends. Only the cool kids, though. Have a great day, everybody.
Only the cool kids.
Okay, bye.
Peace out.
All right.